Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, brothers and sisters, and this is going to be a very quick and short video, inshallah. In this video, we will be talking about how the genius Hatun Tash found thousands of variants between the variant readings of the Quran, or let's say the so-called 26 different Qur'ans. And for those who are interested, I recently made a video about these so-called 26 different Qur'ans. You can go and check it and familiarize yourself more with the legendary Hatun Tash. Now let's hear the story of how Hatun Tash found the thousands of variants between the different Qur'ans from the mouth of J. Smith and Hatun Tash.
Certainly, she has 37 there in London that she has been able to collect. When she has just looked at 23 of them, now she's not doing this. She doesn't speak Arabic. She doesn't read Arabic. She has an entire team of Arabists all over the world who are helping her out. They don't want to go public. They won't put their face on the camera. Hatun Tash, because she owns these books. She owns these Arabic derivations. And looking at 23 of them, they have been able to find 93,000 differences.
Wow.
Can you see the dilemma?
And then she now listen, this woman doesn't even speak Arabic. She's not Arab. She's Turkish. She's never had Arabic. But all she needed to do was put the two Qur'ans side by side. And then she just went from page to page and she just compared what the two Arabic words said. And she saw, well, this word looks different than this word, or this phrase looks different than that phrase. And so she circled them, and then she went back to her Arab friend, and she went back to her Arab friends there in London and says, is this the same? She said, no, that's different. No, that says different. And they would translate to her what the difference says. And then she realized these are completely different words. These are completely different verses. These are completely different meanings. In some cases, these are completely different theologies.
So what I've done was I took two copies of the Quran. One of them is Hafs and then second Quran. And then I simply went letter by letter to check if they look same or not. The ones they didn't look same, I underlined them, and then I passed that to the Arabic speaker. The Arabic speaker I was working, she's also Arabic teacher, and then I asked her, are the same? Do they change the meaning or not? Some of them I found they were just nothing, my mistakes, but some of them we find out they do change the meaning, and we'll check the dictionaries to see what is the dictionary definition of the word as well as what it is. So all I did was just put my glasses on, and then I went word by word compare the two Qurans. After I figured out with one Quran, I used that Quran with other Qurans, and then I checked. I asked Arabic speaker to check that. So it was all visual. And then after I identified the differences, Arabic speaker checked that with the dictionaries, and then we end up having over 90,000.
Wow, this is unbelievable. What a magnificent story. Did you hear what she just said? She went through all of these 26 Qur'ans and she compared them letter by letter, word by word. And she circled the words that looked different and sent them to her entire team of Arabists all around the world. Miraculous efforts by Hatun Tash. It's quite impressive, isn't it? She took Hafs and she compared it with each one of these 26 Qur'ans. This is from Hatun's presentation. You can see she found 93,000 by comparing Hafs with other Mus'haf. Unbelievable. Never in the Islamic history has any Muslims done that.
Okay, why is it Hatun's team has found this and no one else has found this? Do you see what I'm saying? Why does it take
generous Christian. I love to help people.
Turkey in 4 years has found something that for 1400 years Muslims have never admitted.
Please be fair and admit it. Hatun Tash have done something that no Muslim ever did in the past 1400 years. Right? But you know what? I find something a bit fishy. I don't understand why did she choose to compare Hafs with all other 26 different Qur'ans. I mean, why didn't she, for example, compare Warsh with Hisham, or Ad-Duri with Qumbul? Well, it sounds suspicious. So let's go and do some fact checking. We will go through some of these 26 Qur'ans that Hatun obtained, and we will check if there is any reason why Hatun did this. Is it a coincidence or is it something else? Let's go and check. First, we have these 7. These 7 are Hafs and Asim. All of them are Hafs and Asim. This is from Hatun Tash list. Every one of them is Hafs and Asim. But every one of them also has some variant readings on the margin. The first one is Hafs and Asim and Yaqub on the margin. The second one is Hafs and Asim and Shu'bah is on the margin. The next one is Hafs and Asim and As-Susi is on the margin. Then Duri, then Abi Ja'far, then Ibn Amir, and last of all Ibn Kathir. So each one of these is Hafs and Asim compared to another variant readings. Hatun Tash didn't have to do anything at all, because by definition these mushafs will provide you the difference between Hafs and the other reading. Let's go and check some examples from inside of these mushafs. For example, this is Hafs and Asim, and on the margin you have the reading of Ibn Amir. So all Hatun had to do was to open the mushaf and count the words which are written on the margin. No big efforts at all. Even a 10 years old boy who knows how to count can do this. Nothing impressive at all. This is another example. This is Abi Ja'far. You can see the variance on the margin. And this is As-Susi. It's the same thing. All of them are the same thing because it is Hafs with another reading. So in 7 of them, Hatun Tash didn't have to do anything. Let's get going. Now we will see some of the non-Hafs mushafs. For example, this mushaf is Al-Kisai. It is Al-Layth ibn Harith and Ad-Duri. Both are transmitters of Al-Kisai. In this mushaf, you will find the word that Hafs read differently marked in blue. You can see them here. In this page we have 5. 5 words are read by Hafs in a different way. So again here Hatun didn't have to do anything but to count the number of words in blue, which again is not so impressive. Let's move to the next one. This is the Mus'haf of Ibn Amir with his 2 transmitters, Hisham and Ibn Dakawan. And again you can see the words which are different from Hafs are marked in red. So Lady Hatun only had to count the number of words in red. I can do them, you can do them, 12 years old boy can do them. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next, Bazi and Qumbul, the same thing. And last example is Ruwais and Rawh. It's the same thing. And I think it's safe to assume that most of these so-called 26 different Qur'ans will have the same thing. Hafs is the most popular reading around the world. People read in Hafs reading. So if Muslim scholars want to teach some variant readings, the only thing they have to do is to teach them where these readings are different from Hafs. So obviously they are going to mark the variants in different color. The exception will be Warsh, because Warsh is also very popular. This is something done by Muslims to make it easy for people who want to learn different readings. So it is not Hatun's work. Hatun only had to count. And according to Christian polemicists, counting words make you a legend. So Hatun Tash is the legend who knows how to count.
So what I've done was I took 2 copies of the Quran. One of them is Hafs and then second Quran. And then I simply went letter by letter to check if they look same or not. The ones they didn't look same, I underlined them.
Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.